Okay, so today I wanted to talk about routines. But before we get into that topic, like I always do whenever the topic itself isn't frugal, I like to add a frugal tip of the week to keep some frugal aspect to each episode, well, at least to each of my Monday episodes. So this week, the tip that I wanted to share was just to try and hold off on any like non-necessity purchases until the end of your budget period. Like say if that's like weekly or monthly is kind of long, but depending on how you kind of track your budget, I think most people probably do like weekly or bi-weekly. But what I mean by that is, say you need to buy something like, I don't know, like I recently had to buy charging cables for our cell phones for the house. It wasn't something that like we needed to have immediately, but it's more of a convenience. We could use more. Some of the ones that we had since broken. I also got like a cute little lamp recently that needs a lampshade. Someone gave me a lamp that just needs a little lampshade, and I saw one on Amazon, but it was like, I forgot, like $26 or whatever. So like I didn't really want to just spend the $26, so I'm kind of waiting till I have enough money left in the budget to buy that. So just kind of things like that that you don't necessarily need, but you would like to buy, and you would normally maybe use some of your discretionary money that you have in the budget for the week. So the tip is to try and wait until the end of the week to make those purchases, because sometimes what can happen is, say if you have like $25 in your weekly budget for just like miscellaneous items like that, like, you know, not necessities, but just things that might come up that you want to purchase. It seems like whenever you make that purchase, like at the beginning of the budget period, like say the beginning of the week, by the end of the week, something else came up. And then now you're like, oh no, now I'm over budget because I bought that thing and then I needed to buy something else. Like say, for example, this week we had to buy, we have like a wood burning stove, and sometimes we need to buy these like fire starter things. And I bought like a pack, like a big pack of the fire starter things. And it was like, I don't remember, somewhere between $20 and $25. Well, I was almost gonna buy that lampshade. But thankfully I didn't, because I didn't expect to need to buy the fire starters. And had I bought both, well, then I would have been over budget, because because the money that I would have used for the lampshade, I wound up needing to use for the other, for the fire starters. So what I tried to start doing is at the end of the week, seeing if there was any of that discretionary money left over, and then making the purchase like after the period was over, because I know nothing else can come up after the period was over. And if there's not enough to make the entire purchase, like say if there's maybe, I don't know, $10 left that I can put towards that lampshade, then I'll say, okay, well, I was $10 under, so I'm going to just put this aside. And then maybe next week there's nothing left. Maybe there's an extra $5, whatever. And just kind of starting to save for those things and purchase them after I could see the money definitely was available, not making the purchase in advance and then finding out something else came up and now I'm over budget. So that's my frugal tip of the week. Just kind of trying to really like hesitate on making those purchases and waiting until you're sure that you definitely had enough in the budget to cover it, and not making it in advance and then finding out other things came up and now you're over budget. Now you got to try and figure out how to make that up. So anyway, routines. So a routine is basically just when we take daily habits and kind of string them together. And you usually assign it to like a certain part of your day. Like for example, some routines we develop naturally without even really thinking too much about them. Like maybe you wake up, you make coffee, you eat breakfast, you take a shower, you get dressed, you clean up the kitchen, feed your pets. You just kind of run through these things. But when you think about it, because those things have developed into this routine, it makes things go so quickly. Like it's not like you get up and say, okay, let's see, what am I gonna have to drink today? All right, okay, should I have coffee? Should I have this? Should I have that? You kind of just know what you're gonna have. And then you're not like, okay, well, let's see, how do I make the coffee? You know all the steps. You just run through it and it makes things go really quickly. So that's the main reason why routines are so important to have. because they save time and let us get more done by eliminating that need to make decisions. Like when you have developed a good routine, you can just move from one task to the next thing without having to stop and take time to decide what you're going to do next. So if you can make your repetitive tasks become more automatic, that you have to do every single day or every week or whatever time frame those things need to be done, you can make more time in your day to get more important things done. And the more we can create routines, the easier our day becomes to manage, because we already have figured out there's certain basic things that you have to always get done. And if you can just have those decisions made and know when you're going to do them, it just puts less on your mind to have to think about how that's going to get done, and it allows you to spend that time on figuring out how to get other things done that aren't just like routine, normal tasks. Routines create structure in your day. They can create some type of order to your day, and they can get you moving. They create motivation for the rest of the day because you have that feeling of accomplishment, even if it's just that you got those basic things done. It's nice to like check things off, even if it's just mentally. If you're like, okay, dishes are done, pets are fed, laundry's going. There's just something about that kind of gives you motivation to get more things done during the day. Routines also help reduce procrastination, and they reduce the need for willpower, because once you've gotten into the habit of just doing these routines when you do them, it just basically, it's not something that you have to sit there and think about and be like, oh, I really need to do this, or I really need to do that. You just kind of get in the habit of just doing it. Like when it's that time, it's part of your routine, you just do it. And it definitely helps ward off some of that procrastination that you might have happen with certain things that you don't maybe necessarily feel like doing. And they definitely help reduce stress, because when you stick to a routine, it eliminates a lot of the stress that you have, because you don't have to think about, you don't have to put a lot of thought into what you need to get done. It like gives you kind of like a sense of control, because like, okay, this day I'm doing this morning I do this. You kind of have all those things that you need to get done during the week that are very routine assigned to a certain day or time. So like, say for example, if you do a certain, I don't know, say if you have an animal cage you need to clean. I do, so that's kind of something that always comes to mind. But I don't sit there during the week and think like, oh, when am I going to do that cage? It really needs to get done. Let me think about when I should do that. No, I know Saturday morning is when I do it. And if I have a really busy Saturday, then I do it Sunday. It's already defined. I don't have to think about it. And that's a simple example. But when you add all of those other things throughout the week that you have to get done each week, if you're making decisions constantly on when you're going to get them done, it just causes stress, because you're always thinking about when to get those things done and when you're going to fit it in. That's why you want to try and get as many of those things on autopilot as you can. The more you can make those things into a routine, the less you have to worry about it, and it can be completely out of your mind, because you don't even have to think about it. Okay, I do it at this day, this time, and that's it. Everybody has a different way to manage routines. Like you kind of have to figure out what works best for you. Some people prefer to have like a really packed morning routine, like a morning routine that you get a whole bunch of stuff done in the morning, and then maybe you've kind of gotten pretty much everything done at that point, and then the rest of your day you just kind of work through other things you need to get done. Some people would rather get a lot of stuff done at night. They're just not morning people. They just want to have a couple simple things to do in the morning, and then maybe after dinner, like before they go to bed, then they run through a whole bunch of tasks that they need to get done. So it really just all depends on how you are and how you operate. So it's best to just try out different routines at different times of the day, different days of the week. Maybe you'd rather get cleaning done during the week for the most part, like a lot of your major cleaning things done during the week, so that you have the weekend a little bit freer. Or maybe you just can't be bothered with that type of stuff during the week and you'd rather do it on a Saturday. Everybody functions differently. So it's best to really just try out different routines on different days and different times of day and figure out what works best for you. So like, I'm a morning person. I like to get stuff done in the morning. So I get up early and it's really worked out for me and I get a lot of things done in the morning. I'm really kind of tired out at the end of the day and I really don't want to get stuff done. But someone else might think there's no way I'm getting up extra early to get things done. I'd rather do them at night. So it's really just a matter of preference for you. So just for an example though, as far as like how routines can just kind of get rid of that need for thinking of when you're going to get things done. So like with that half hour getting up early, what I decided to do is I get up a half hour early and I do like one major cleaning task each day. Like each day has a specific task assigned to it. Like Monday I do our upstairs bathroom, Tuesday I do the downstairs bathroom. Every day it's a very specific task. And by doing that, it's eliminated the stress for me of thinking, when am I going to clean the bathroom? When am I going to get that done? When am I going to clean the fridge? I wake up Monday morning, I'm like, oh, it's bathroom day, I go clean the bathroom. I wake up Tuesday morning, I'm like, oh, it's downstairs bathroom day, I go do it. It's Wednesday, I go, oh, let me clean the fridge. I put no thought into it. It's not even like a concern when the fridge is going to get cleaned, when the bathroom's going to get cleaned, any of those things that are done during the week. They have a day assigned. I get up early. There's nothing else going on that's going to get in the way because nothing else happens at that time in the morning when I get up to do those things. So I used to stress over like, when am I going to get these things done? But now I don't, because it's just part of what I do every week. So you can have routines. I keep mentioning cleaning because that's kind of something that I do focus on. But you can have routines for many different aspects of your life. You can have cleaning routines. You can have financial routines. Like, what's your routine for reconciling your checking, for downloading your credit card charges, for updating your budget? Like, establishing routines for those things really makes life easier because you're not sitting there thinking like, oh gosh, I really need to update that budget. When am I going to do that? When can I fit that in? You want to have those things developed into a routine so that you know, okay, I do that every Saturday morning. Not something I have to think about right now. And I get that, you know, our lives are busy and sometimes you might have a routine that you do something on Saturday morning and then something comes up on Saturday morning and you can't do it. That's fine. I mean, that happens. But having the routine that when you do have time Saturday morning, you do it Saturday morning. And then you can always adjust if something else comes up. But it's more about having a defined day and time to do certain things so that if life is just running smoothly, you do that. You do those things. You know when they're going to get done. And then when things get crazy, sometimes you just have to make an adjustment and sometimes you just have to let certain things go. Like in my I have like a Saturday routine that I do where I like get up, I do the dishes, I clean our guinea pig's cage, I do my fish's water. I have like a fish tank, so I deal with his water. It's just like a betta fish, so it's one fish in a tank. But like I deal with his water. I water our plants. Like there's certain things like that I go right through a routine and just get those done like Saturday morning. But there's parts of it like I don't remember. I'm just trying to think like wiping down our family room couches, running the robot vacuum, changing the sheets. Like there's certain parts of that routine that if it's a crazy weekend, I already know, okay, those are just going to get scratched off. I have to get the most important things. I have to take care of the animals. I have to water the plants. Other than that, the other things can go if they have to. So it's more about, it's not like about perfection that you feel like you have to get this routine done exactly every time. It's more about having it there so that you know that you can basically have a plan on how to get these things done. So anyway, oh yeah, so another type of routine, I think I just said cleaning, financial, and like exercise, health routines. Like, you know, maybe you want to exercise on certain days of the week, or, you know, again, you want to know like, I'm going to exercise, you know, these specific days, or I'm going to exercise every weekday, or I'm going to exercise. You don't want to take it day by day because then other things are going to come up. So it's more about, you know, just kind of defining when these different types of things that need to get done in your life will get done. Some tips for sticking to a new routine. One of them is just to commit to try it for a period of time. like I was saying, I get up a half hour early and I do these certain things. I had thought about doing that for a pretty long time. I kept thinking, if I could just get up a half an hour early, I could get these things done in the morning. And I was always afraid to try it because I thought I'd be too tired and I was getting up too early. And I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. And then I finally thought, there's no reason I can't just try this for a month. It's not like someone's going to say, well, no, you have to do this forever. So I said, you know what? This is something I've been thinking about. I'm just going to give it a try for a month, see if I like it. And it really ended up working for me. And I'm so glad that I did it. So just commit to a period of time. And then if you don't like it, say, okay, that didn't work for me. Let me try it this way instead. But you never know. Something that you think might not work, you might really wind up liking it. You also want to write down the routine, unless it's like something super, super simple, but you kind of want to write down the routine until you get the hang of it. Like, for example, I was saying with the cleaning routine, I'm going to wind up using that as an example because it's just something, like I said, I always think about. But when I very first started, I used to have it written down. Monday, I clean this bathroom. Tuesday, I do the downstairs bathroom, whatever. Each day of the week had something assigned to it. But now that I do it, I've been doing it for a long time, I don't have a list. I don't have to think about it. If I get up and it's Monday morning, I go clean the bathroom. Like, I just know that's what I do. So it's like, I don't have to worry about when those things are going to get done. I just know that's the routine. But having it written down at first really helped me because I didn't remember at first, like how I had kind of planned it out and what I had assigned for each day. And then once you kind of get your main routines down, then you want to kind of try and create routines like within your routines. Like, so for example, with cleaning the bathroom, I know I'm going to be cleaning the bathroom that day, but if I can get even that task of cleaning the bathroom detailed further into little routines, like, okay, I go in the bathroom first, I have to clean the bathroom. First, I'm just going to grab my cleaning supplies real quick. Then I'm going to take everything out of the bathroom. I'm going to spray down the shower. Like, kind of having an order that you do things, it just makes everything become more automatic. It makes it simpler. And over time, by doing it in a very specific order, you just run through it so quickly and it makes you so much more efficient. So, start small and make routines fun if you can. For example, when I do my cleaning routine, I listen to a podcast or I listen to an audio book. When I'm doing my weekly routine of reconciling our bank accounts and paying bills, I have like my favorite iced coffee drink. So I get comfortable. I get my laptop. I get my drink. When I'm walking on the treadmill each morning, I watch my favorite YouTube channel. Just adding like those little things to your routines can just kind of make it fun and make it look like something to look forward to. So that's it for today. I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to kind of give talk a little bit about, the importance of routines, and maybe you could think of some things that you feel like you're struggling with getting done and see if you can maybe work them into a routine so that you don't have to ever worry about them anymore. So that's it. If you would like to reach out to me for any reason, you could reach me at facebook.com/Lola's Frugal Life. You can send me a message there. I'm using the Facebook Messenger. We also have a private listeners group, which is at facebook.com/groups/Lola's Frugal Life. We just got another 2 members requested this weekend. I was super excited. This is the second time in a row. We got 2 new members requesting on the same day. So I know it probably sounds very small for some podcasts, but for me, I was pretty excited. So I'd love to have you join that group. Also, don't forget to subscribe on whatever platform you listen to. And if you would be kind enough to leave me a rating or review, that'd be really, really appreciated. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really awesome day.